Okay, let's take a look at transferred in costs. Now that you're experts in process costing. Now, transferred in costs are incurred in a previous department and they're carried forward as the product's cost moves to a subsequent process in the production cycle. So it's just like another material that came in. They're also called previous department costs. Journal entries are made that mirror the progress from one department to the next. Okay, so just picture yourself having a partially complete product come in to your department, and then you've got to add perhaps more material and conversion to it. Okay, transferred in costs are treated like they're a separate type of direct material. Okay, and they're added at the beginning of the process, because you can't do anything until you have that base in. So let's look at an example of a company with both beginning and ending work in process, as well as transferred in costs using the weighted average method. So let's see what we've got here. We've got physical units, and what we've got for equivalent units now is a new column for transferred in costs. All right, so transferred in costs then are direct materials and conversion. And we start out with 240 beginning work in process units. The units transferred in this period are 400. All right, so this is different. Instead of started, it's transferred in. And then we've got 640 units to account for. 440 were completed and went out the door, so those are 100% complete equivalent units. And the ending work in process was 200 units, all right, which was 100% complete for transferred in costs, 0% complete for direct materials, and 80% complete for conversion. So there are resulting equivalent units, and that's the total equivalent units of work done to date. Okay, so now we'll take that and divide the cost by those units. We've got a unit cost, and we can assign it to ending inventory. But the big thing to realize here is that instead of saying units started, you've got units transferred in. But just think, if this was testing, testing can't do anything until units are transferred in. Okay? To test, all right, because you're not manufacturing them there. So we've got total production costs. These are transferred in costs here. Costs added during the period. Okay, some direct materials, some conversion, and more transferred in costs. So here's our total cost to account for. Divide this by our equivalent units, and there's our cost per equivalent unit. And then assign the cost to completed and transferred out, and then to ending work in process. Okay, I like to do ending work in process in 2 lines, but this is a fine example. All right, and that's all we have to do. You don't have to worry about FIFO for this chapter.